Hi Kickstarter! My name is Wojciech Pazdur and I'm the creative director of the Farm 51, a Polish video games company that created games like Get Even or more recently World War III. Now we are back with a new project, an equally exciting and horrifying survival horror game. We want to dive into the mysterious world of the Chernobyl nuclear disaster, which you probably know from the famous Stalker series. You know, I, myself, actually remember the gloomy spring of 1986 very well. It happened only a few hundreds of kilometers from the Polish border. I was 9 and I didn't really understand why they forbade us to eat fresh fruits or vegetables. Our government ordered administering strong iodine solution to young people as it was supposed to protect us from the radiation. And believe me, it was disgusting. But somehow Chernobyl became more than a childhood memory for me. It became a hobby, a bug. That's why in 2016 we created Chernobyl VR project, an interactive virtual documentary. To make it, we went on dozens of long trips to the site. We learned the history of the place and the people. When a few years later we started floating the idea of going back to Chernobyl for a survival horror game, it was absolutely clear for us that what we wanted was, above all, to tell a deeply personal story.
So, why survival horror, you may ask? Well, Chernobyl itself has a unique post-apocalyptic scenery, and each visit to the zone is like real-life survival experience. Ask yourself a question: what if I had to spend a few weeks there? Every day you have to take care of food, medicines and other resources. Any bullet you shoot could be more useful later, and believe me, sooner or later you will pull the trigger, not necessary to kill another human being. Let's say that you know how to stay alive. But what about your mission? The zone is a radioactive wasteland where it's very difficult to do everything yourself. But you don't need to be alone. We kept it realistic, so establishing relation, cooperation, or sometimes rivalry will be the most important aspect of the game. How you handle it determines your success. There's a couple of full-blooded characters with their own history and their own goals. It's your choice if you want to turn them into allies or foes. Instead of linear film-like story, you have a multiple storylines where you create your own plot, which will be different and unique with each passing game. You don't get to know how it ends, you decide.
Accurate recreation of the ghost town of Pripyat is a very important element of our game. To do so, we perform dozens precise photogrammetric drone scans, thanks to which we are able to recreate whole buildings in the highest quality possible.
We use the technology called Reality 51 that we have been developing in our studio for the last 5 years. Being a small team with tiny budgets, we needed tools to create believable worlds and stories. And one of our obsessions was to work with real humans in real environments to make everything feel as it should be.
Привет, я Алексей Сытянов, и я геймдизайнер и сценарист. Вы можете меня знать по таким проектам, как Stalker Тень Чернобыля, Survarium и Sketch Tales. Также я очень много времени потратил, изучая психологию и психотерапию, около 9 лет. В Chernobylite я буду заниматься сюжетом, историей, персонажами, и буду при этом использовать свое знание психологии, чтобы сделать историю более глубокой, более реальной, более цепляющей.
Let me introduce you to the Black Stalker. You can meet him in the game. As you can see, he found his costume comfortable, which he can thank Kasia for, because she is the person who designs and makes all the costume you can see in the game. And here is our star. Asia is our graphic designer, but at the same time she plays an essential character in Chernobylite.
Hello, I'm Asia or Tatiana. I work in both as a graphic designer and one of the main characters of Chernobylite. I always wanted to visit Chernobyl, which turned out to be survival camp for me. During our shooting sessions, I had to play in light dresses around 0 degrees Celsius. I was freezing and I couldn't show it.
When it comes to designing characters, the first thing we do is character draft written by our story designer. Then we make a bunch of fast sketches and eventually concept arts for the key characters. The next step is creating a basic outfit based on our drawings. Then we go on a trip and take pictures of our character in actual Chernobyl scenery. When we feel everything is ready, we do a 3D scanning and then let our 3D artists do their magic with preparing the final 3D model.
We want to translate reality into a virtual universe on a huge scale, using advanced 3D scanning and photogrammetry methods. A lot of hard work awaits in extreme conditions of the zone, with no electricity or internet, but it will pay off.
With our Kickstarter campaign, we mostly want to expand the Chernobylite world with its heart of darkness, the Chernobyl nuclear power plant. We have been in this place several times, we scanned samples of its outer and inner structures, but to accurately recreate it as the whole game location, we need to make several more very difficult and expensive trips. Working close to the nuclear power plant, especially inside, under many radiation-related restrictions, is much harder. We know how to do it, but we need your support. The second goal of Kickstarter is to be able to widely expand the Pripyat city area that we already have in the game, with more buildings, streets and hideouts. It's simply the matter of scale. The more funds we'll be able to collect, the bigger virtual Pripyat is going to be, because then we can make more trips and scan more objects in the zone. So please, support Chernobylite and find out what it truly is.